BLG have a composition that should be able just to take over the game.
In theory, yes. Often though, when we get onto the arithmetic, theory doesn't always pan out in practice. What we do know is that Shun's Jarvan is something that Gen.G need to be afraid of in the early game. When we look at kind of where BLG can play in the early game, they have a lot of options. Expectations are that they would look to play through bot once again early on into the game. This top matchup is going to be super interesting. Rumble into Aatrox is something that, well, we haven't seen a huge amount on the patch. Like, the Shy kind of introduced this new build on the Aatrox that's been kind of finding a lot of success, especially in the later game team fights. And I'm curious as to how Doran is going to match up against Bin this time around, because they tried to pinch Bin, it didn't really work. Now he's been given a champion that we know that he's comfortable on. So how are you going to manage that? Are you going to try and invest everything into shutting Bin down and trying to get Doran ahead at the potential cost of your bot side of the map? The pressure really is on Gen.G to come up with a solution to deal with BLG's aggression as we're getting into game 2.
Gen.G also once again relying on Peanut for the majority of their engages on that Maokai. Delight on Melio. I like the Melio pick in terms of what it gives you. You know, the shields, the heals, the extra range, and obviously the Breath of Light to get out of a hostile takeover. But I don't like it because I know what Delight can do when he has something he can roam around the map on. When he can have an impact here, it feels a little hamstrung by the draft. We'll see what Gen.G can do though, because they lost game 1, they elected to be on the red side, and this is what they have conjured for us. Midio and obviously the Azir, so if BLG do overstep for a fight, we could see that, but the handshake on Pays in the bottom lane, warm hugs from Delight, that shield coming out, keeping Pays topped up around 300 health. The heal early here as they look for the chase. Elk and On both have their flashes. Elk already invested a ghost flash forward, twisted advance, knocked back onto On, and Gen.G played to this tune in game 1. The bailout coming out and On will be brought back. And now Delight is next on the menu, and Elk can turn it around. Double buff for him. It's going to be 2, but a great flash from Delight. Got escape from Elk. 2 kills to BLG in the bottom lane.
This bottom lane is terrifying. Wow, what a play from On. The fact that they just said, focus Peanut, and then he brought him back into range of Elk to get that execution. If nothing else, they were going to get a 1-for-1. They turned it into 2-for-1. Now BLG look for the dive.
Knock up on door, and he tries to flash away, but the chase is there, and the Ignite is ticking. Bing tanking, the tower shots can flash away. Peanut trying to answer as well, but he can't face the might of BLG's top and jungle. A few happy moments known for them. A little bit over-eager at times to find a good play. Since then, he has been so consistent. He's been such an integral part of the 15-1 record that BLG maintained through the regular season. Shun here smites away. On is looking for a little bit more. They can harass.
No flash,
Pays
Peanut.
has flash, though. They look for Peanut. The handshake's going to pull him back at Peanut. Even in the cozy campfire, will find nothing but death and despair. Pays now chased away, has the flash to get across the wall. They try and turn onto Shun, but Pays has to burn his flash as Chovy goes in, but Shun won't even fall. The bailout was on him, wouldn't have revived him, but BLG are just outplaying Gen.G.
They had to find a big team fight to come back into that game. And then against G2, they looked very convincing for the large part outside of losing game 2. Doran now going for a bit of a trade. Nice trading against Bin.
Bin on his way with a Nature's Grasp as well, but you can see Shun ready to react. Bin rooted up. Shun is on his way. The equalizer down, and Doran's burning. Bin trying to turn it around, and Doran will fall first, and Peanut's buried next to his brother as BLG's strike.
Bin just refuses to fall. The man in the top lane, touted as one of, if not the best top laner in the world, finds a double kill with the help of his jungler.
With a little bit of exaggeration, any game we have seen at Worlds, as the TP comes up towards the top lane, Chovy's going to knock Bin back, and finally, Gen.G are finding something proactive. Bin is going to try and get his way away here, will fall down, equalize on the wave to make sure it's cleared out. Gen.G find a small glimpse of hope, but oh, how small it is.
But, you know, that's me. I have a bit of a personal stake as Indigo.
They do find engage onto Shun. He has the flash, goes in with the Cataclysm, and now there's the TP. Hostile takeover from On as well. Is going to catch 2. The equalizer down, and Chovy is burning in the river. Lava underneath this speed as Doran probably regretting that lack of flash now as Yagao catches him with the shockwave. The EQ combo from Shun sends him to an early grave. And the Church of Chovy is in session. You can hear it silent here. God they're praying to doesn't seem to be listening right now. And we joke and we prod, but we do so because this game feels pretty much donezo. Gen.G obviously can still fight back. They do have tools at their disposal. If they can get to 2-3 items, if BLG make mistakes, they can jump in onto them, but BLG just haven't been making too many mistakes through these games. There's the Nature's Grass as Gen.G look for something. Baron up in 10 seconds. If you find a fight here, maybe you can turn it into more. The hostile takeover being popped. Chovy dodges away from the shockwave as Peanut's in the back of the pit. Doran trying to get onto Elk, but out yet untouched. And Doran, the warm hugs are not enough to keep him alive as Elk flashes forward. Pays is about to meet his maker as Elk sends him into the dirt.
And BLG see that one coming from a mile away. Gen.G in the desperation try to get anything, force a fight, but with the summoner still available, it's just not enough. And BLG about to take Baron and a resounding 2-0 lead in this series.
Yao keeps everyone interested as the equalizer popped on Pays.
Yes, TP.
Doran trying to defend, been pulled back. TP available for Yagao as now he recalls. Elk takes the first Nexus Tower and BLG start to disengage.
I'm pretty sure Yagao actually flashed Chovy.
Oh, Pays is good! The breath of life! Oh, just about keeps Pays alive, but now Bin and Shun are looking for more. They've taken Doran, Bin will fall. Yagao TP's in, no shockwave on him for about 20 seconds, but the EQ flash onto Chovy, he dashes in, but Elk has the escape tool. Feathers fly and Gen.G die in their own base. The Baron buff remains for 20 seconds more. Pays has flash, no ult, no dash away as he now flashes to escape. Only the cannon minion surviving here, but BLG makes the push a little bit harder, and it looks like they will finally disengage. The minions battering down the base. Shun goes forward with the flag and drag, and that's another inhibitor tower forfeit by Gen.G and happily taken by BLG. Time is running out for Gen.G, at least in this game, maybe in Worlds, if they can't find a way to fight back against BLG in Game 3.
BLG were underdogs at MSI, they're underdogs here again at Worlds, but despite that they stand strong and they're looking to go to match point against Gen.G.
It has been destruction, demolition, the most one-sided series we have seen in a while here at Worlds. Peanut has to flash away. The Cataclysm in will end Chovy's day, and now Doran and the rest of Gen.G can only stand and watch on the fountain, but even there, they are not safe from the unending assault of BLG.